Hello everybody. I received a request on how to adjust the fixed clamp. So that's what I'm going to show you guys today on how I do it myself. So the tools that we need is fairly simple. We need a Sharpie permanent marker. This is to mark the string. And obviously we need a string. I would choose a string that is relatively thin and also slippery. This particular one that I chose is actually the Adidas Eddie Power Pro string, which is a 0.66 millimeter string, and it turns out to be a rather slippery string. So it's actually a good string to use for this video. Alright, so let's begin by configuring our machine to do this adjustment. First thing I do is I want to lock the turntable. This is so that when we pull the string it won't move around. It's not totally necessary, but something that is useful to have. If you don't have it, make sure you put your clamp on near the side of the machine instead of near the middle, so that it will actually pull the string and pull it to so they won't move or rotate the machine around. Next is we'll make sure that the clamp base is locked, so we don't move around. And next thing we need to know is on most fixed clamps there is a adjustment dial in here. If you rotate it counterclockwise this way, then it will loosen up the jaws. If you rotate it clockwise, it will tighten up the jaws. And what we want to achieve is for it to be tight enough to clamp the string, but not overly tight that it will crimp and destroy the string structure. Okay, so we should begin by kind of eyeballing how tight the jaw should be. It should leave a little tiny gap. It shouldn't be completely closed. And then we should try to test it on our string. See whether when you clamp it, you actually get some resistance. And in this case, it's actually, when I try to pull it by hand, my kind of eyeball adjustment is pretty good. But we will only be able to tell if we try to actually pull it on the machine. Okay, but before we do that, let's use a marker and mark where the location is. Okay. Sometimes with the string, it's kind of hard to tell whether it moved or not. The marking actually helps us with that. Okay, so right now I'm going to set the machine to let's begin with 25 pounds. It's some medium tension, and let's see what happens. Alright, so the eyeball adjustment wasn't very good. It actually needs to be a bit tighter. So as you see that the string actually slipped off the clamp. So let me release that and adjust it a little bit more. Okay, and clamp it in again. And let's try again. Still not very good. So let's tighten it a little bit more. But it was certainly better. It held in a little bit more than before. Alright. Okay. It looks very good. If I check a marker that we made, there was no slippage. However, this is only 25 pounds, and usually depends on what your target tension is. You may want to give it a little bit more safety margin. So let's try go up to 30 pounds and see what happens. Okay, let's see. Okay, it held up with 30 pounds. So this is a pretty good setting for this particular string. And one more thing I want to check is we don't always clamp the string at the very bottom of the jaw. For cross strings, the clamping point is actually higher. So I'm going to move it up a little bit and clamp it again. Okay, if you look sideways, you actually see gaps, which in a real case is where the main string will go. And see whether this holds up in 30 pounds. And it does. So there you go. This is the procedure for adjusting the fixed clamp.